Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Michael Voris. Sexuality, contraception, and the media. The American Academy of Pediatrics is calling for comprehensive sex education for school children and adolescents, claiming abstinence-only programs have proven to be ineffective, especially when the media have become such an important source of information about non-abstinence. Although much of the Academy's recent policy statement focuses on negative impacts of TV, it also sees opportunity, it says opportunity, for positive impact and urges the media to include healthy messages about sex and sexuality in its programming that targets children and early teens. Their policy also recommends, quote, pediatricians should urge the broadcast industry to air advertisements for birth control products. The federal government also needs to encourage the advertising of birth control, especially emergency contraceptives. Anti-bullying efforts push homosexual agenda. That, according to conservative Christian media ministry Focus on the Family, reporting on the underlying agenda of national gay advocacy groups. Findings show that school officials get hoodwinked by these groups under the guise of diversity, safety, or bullying prevention initiatives, then allow them to introduce their policies, curriculum, and library school books into the system. Quote, we feel more and more that activists are being deceptive in using anti-bullying rhetoric to introduce their viewpoints, while the viewpoint of Christian students and parents are increasingly belittled. That from the Focus on the Family education expert, Candy Cushman. Public schools increasingly convey that homosexuality is normal and should be accepted, while opposing viewpoints by conservative Christians are portrayed as bigotry. Another troubled Catholic university. Well over 15,000 students and parents have requested that Alverno College, a Catholic college sponsored by the School Sisters of St. Francis in Milwaukee, delete several website links that connect students to abortion groups. Despite the large number of complaints, the school has kept the links up and running. Pro-abortion groups now listed under resources include the National Organization for Women, the Center for Reproductive Health, and Emily's List. Emily's List stands for Early Money is Like Yeast, and that's to name just a few of the groups. Another group currently featured is Radical Women, which bills itself as, quote, a trailblazing socialist feminist organization. And its website not only promotes communism and homosexuality, but also the brutal abortion procedure known as partial birth abortion. All of those links on a Catholic university school site. Stay with us, back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
CatholicUnderground.com, the podcast about our Catholic faith and new media.
Appeals to Rome. Boston area Catholics are appealing their case to the Vatican's ambassador regarding the proposed sale of the archdiocesan healthcare system to a secular outfit. A newly formed lay group called Coalition to Save Catholic Healthcare has composed a letter to Archbishop Pietro Sambi asking for the Vatican to intervene directly and block the sale of the Catholic hospital system. Sambi is the apostolic nuncio to the United States. The group is charging that the sale is a betrayal of the faith and Catholic principles, as well as a total disregarding of the wishes of previous generations of Catholics that donated money and effort to ensure a Catholic presence in healthcare. You can read the full letter for yourself by clicking on the link right over here. And lastly, earthquake predictions. According to the latest Gallup poll, congressional Republicans have surged out to a 10-point lead among registered voters when it comes to voting preferences among registered voters for the upcoming election. The 51% to 41% lead is the highest ever in Gallup's long history of tracking midterm elections. If the prediction holds true, it could represent the largest political earthquake in a quarter of a century, as Democrats would lose control of both houses of Congress. The Democratic Party agenda includes vociferous support for numerous intrinsic evils, such as abortion, contraception, homosexuality, euthanasia, and embryonic stem cell research. I'm Michael Voris. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure and check out the Vortex today, where we talk about what is meant by the term church teaching. That's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell your friends about us. And as always, God bless you.